Steve with Part-Time Barbecue. Today I'm smoking up chuck roasts for pulled beef in a hasty bake roughneck smoker using Papa's premium charcoal, lit off with the Firecups. Season the chuck roasts with Harry Sue's Moolah beef rub. I've laid down a bed of the Papa's briquettes and I'm going to interdisperse pecan chunks, and I will put another layer of charcoal on top and get the fire going. Do want to show you on the fire basket for the roughneck, there is a front marker. You'll notice this area here will line up with the air intakes. This area is a little more restricted, and here's the air intakes on the front of the smoker down low. So when you're running your roughneck, just make sure you have the proper orientation on your firebox. And for light off, I do have the deflector plate out. I'll let a ball size of charcoal get lit. Then I will close the door, adjust the vents, let it get up to temperature, and right before I start cooking, I'll put the diverter plate in. This is our 8 3/4 pound chuck roasts, 2 of them. They've been seasoned for about 12 hours with Harry Sue's Moolah beef rub and Cosmos Q's Texas beef. Not much to see here in the bag, but this is going to turn out delicious. I'll show you when it goes on the pit. Roughneck's about 210 degrees and coming up on temperature. I'm going to go ahead and put the chuck roasts on. This is going to be an open cook on the grates, and after I get my color set and internal temperature gets to about 160 degrees, I'm going to wrap it up, put some beef broth in the packages, and keep on cooking until they're probe tender. This is going to be pulled, so I'll probably take it up to about 205 roughly on temperature, I think is where it'll be, but ultimately I'm going to go by feel. Let's cook. It's been about 3 hours. I just probed them. They're at about 145, 150. I'm going to let them go a little bit longer before I wrap them up. Chuck roasts have been smoking around 225, 240 degrees, give or take, for about 4 hours. So this is the point where I'm going to wrap. So I have 2 layers of tin foil because I don't want to lose the au jus that I'm going to be making. So I placed the chuck onto the tin foil, placed a couple pads of butter on top, sprinkled some rub around the sides, and I will fold this up into a very tight envelope and put in 1 can of beef broth, put it back on the smoker till it's probe tender. Pork butts are probe tender. I went a little beyond probe tender, but they're temping at 209. We put these in the smoker at 8:45 this morning. At 12:45 I wrapped them and just let them cruise. The Hasty Bake Roughneck is a set it and forget it smoker. Didn't have to adjust the vents one time. So I'm going to wrap this up and let it rest for an hour or two, separate the au jus, and then pull it. So here we go. We'll bring you back. The beef chucks have rested about 2 hours. I'm going to pull the au jus off separately. I'm going to pull the chuck, and then we're going to reintroduce the au jus after it separates and add some seasoning and get this pulled beef tasting just right. So let's open up and take a look at one of these. That is what I call messy, but nice pulled beef. All right, we're going to go ahead and proceed to pull this and make the au jus, and we'll come back. So we started off with 8 3/4 pounds of beef chuck, and after smoking it, don't know if you could read that, but it says 4 pounds 10 ounces of pulled beef after cook. So you can figure out the yield, about 55% yield roughly. I will be putting in the au jus, and
yum. It's good.
yeah, it's pretty darn good. That hasty
yummy
bake
in my tummy.
That hasty bake roughneck does a great job smoking meat. All right, we're going to proceed with rehydrating. So you can see how much fat is separated out from the au jus. We're going to pull the au jus off the bottom and rehydrate this. That's it, about right there. I'm going to hit it with some Waylon and Willie's Texas Hot, just to spike it up a bit. And of course, we have to sample it again. Pulled beef, beef chuck, smoked in a hasty bake roughneck. Can't go wrong. Give it a try.